Big fella?
Yes, sir.
All right, on the phone we have Big fella, and Big fella is going to be sharing with us his testimony about what happened to his new Goldwing. I have been getting a lot of feedback since I posted the video about my battery situation, about the Honda Goldwing not starting, and some of you have reached out to me and wanted to share your story with me and your experiences about the new Goldwing and the battery issue. So Big Fella is going to be sharing with us what happened on his new Goldwing, and we're going to talk about it right here on this video.
Goldwing Rider, a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who is fearless. A young loner on a crusade to champion the cause in a world of reckless automobiles. These are my motovlogs.
All right, on the phone we have, what's your biker name?
Big fella.
Big Fella?
Yes, sir.
All right, on the phone we have Big Fella, and Big Fella is going to be sharing with us his testimony about what happened to his new Goldwing. I have been getting a lot of feedback since I posted the video about my battery situation, about the Honda Goldwing not starting, and some of you have reached out to me and wanted to share your story with me and your experiences about the new Goldwing and the battery issue. So Big Fella is going to be sharing with us what happened on his new Goldwing, and we're going to talk about it right here on this video. So Big Fella, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, now where are you located, Big Fella?
I'm in Indiana, Maryville.
You in Indiana, okay? And what year is your Goldwing?
The 2021.
2021. So it's a pretty new Goldwing. Did you watch that video that I posted when I purchased my new Goldwing? I had the battery issue, and my Goldwing wouldn't crank. Did you see that video that I posted?
Yes.
All right. Now,
yes, I did.
Now, tell me what happened in your case. Kind of tell me what happened in your situation.
Okay. So in March, I bought my wife a 2021 Goldwing.
Okay.
And we did some long distance riding, and we came home and sit in the garage for a couple of days, and then we went to start it up. It wouldn't start. So I called the Honda dealership. What it would do, the lights would come on, the horn was loud, the music would play, everything would play. But when you tried to crank it, it was some white lines going across the screen, and you just hear them tick, 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 like a little ticking sound.
Right.
So they took it up to the Honda dealership, and they charged the battery up and said it was the battery. They said they had enough voltage to turn everything on, but didn't have enough starting voltage. So we took it home. We went to Miami on it. We drove from Maryville, Indiana to Miami, and we were riding down the highway. She was using her GPS on her phone, and the screen blacked out. Everything, all the instrument panel blacked out. She couldn't see anything. She didn't know what gear she was in or anything. We pulled over, and it came back on after about 20 minutes of waiting. And then when we got home from Miami, it did the same thing again, wouldn't start up again. So I charged it up, and it started up. No, I take it back. My wife did what they call an emergency start.
Right.
And, yeah, she did the emergency start, and it started up. But then when we turned it off, it wouldn't start back up again. So I charged it, and it went up, and then Honda came and got it again. And one lady at the store said that they had been having a lot of problems with the battery because it was some kind of gel battery.
Right.
But the mechanic and the owner of the place said they couldn't replace the battery because when they ran the test that they ran, the battery never came up as an issue. So he told me to bring it back home again, and said that if it started again, he would try to test it again to see if he could put a battery in there, because the battery, he couldn't cover us under the warranty because the battery never came up as being the issue. So I asked him, I said, well, then what's coming up as being the issue? He said, nothing. Everything is coming back fine. But here it is 3 times now. Now, this is the 3rd time, and the bike wouldn't start, so we had to take it back up there again. And they won't replace the battery because it's not coming up as an issue. But I was told by the lady that sells in the sales department that she didn't have to warranty a lot of those batteries because they were some kind of gel battery.
Right.
So we don't know, so we don't know what to do. So that's why I reached out to you to find out, if you had found a solution or anything.
Now, that OEM battery, is that the you washed the battery, the black and orange battery that actually came on the bike?
Yep, just the battery that came on the bike, yes.
Yeah. So this last time you took it in, they said that they couldn't find anything wrong with the battery, and so they're not going to replace it under warranty.
Right.
Wow. Wow. Well, you know what, big fella, you're not the only one that's been having battery issues or starting issues with the new Goldwing. Shortly after I purchased my Goldwing, the bike had less than 500 miles on it, I believe. And I went to start the bike, and the bike wouldn't crank.
Watch this. I'm going to show you. This is the ignition. Turn on the ignition. Hit the power button. Do it again. You guys saw that. Now, I don't know what's that all about. I'm trying to hold the camera with one hand. If it'll let me do it. So I got 12.45 0.46 volts. So the battery is hot. The screws are not loose. Nothing is loose. I just checked it. Everything is tight. But when I try to crank the bike, of course, this bike does not have a battery light on it. It doesn't have a gauge. It doesn't show me any voltage. So you guys see that?
And that's when I came to the realization that there is no voltage gauge on the new Goldwing. There's no voltage gauge. There's nothing to give you any indication of how much power you got in your battery, how much voltage you have, if your alternator is working. In real time, there is no indication on the new Goldwing. And my first thought was, why would Honda build a $30,000 motorcycle, but you don't even put a voltage gauge on it? So if you watch that video, and a lot of people watched it, I actually, that was one of the first things I did, was put me a voltage gauge on the bike. And, I've been kind of monitoring my voltage ever since. And actually, the bike did it again. Here recently, I went to crank the bike, and it did it again. I looked down, and my voltage was showing like 11.5 or something like that. I mean, it wouldn't even turn over. It just clicked. It just kind of made a clicking sound. So I just been kind of monitoring my bike to see kind of what's going on with it. I don't know if it's an isolated incident or if this is a problem that's going on with all of the Goldwings that a lot of people that watch my videos may not even recognize or realize. So
because, the thing with me is my wife, she rides that bike, and sometimes, she rides with her girlfriends, or she may be by herself somewhere, and I don't want, I can't trust that. I'm paying, like you said, you're paying all this money for a brand new bike, and Goldwing's supposed to be top of the line bike,
right?
Or one of the top bikes, and here it is, she can't go nowhere without me worrying if the bike gonna break down on her or not,
right?
So,
yeah.
And you know what? And Chris, I have nothing extra on the bike. No light. Well, I just put some fog lights on there, But
Right.
nothing else is on the bike. Nothing extra is on that bike.
Right.
It's just, yeah.
So the bike runs fine when it's running, other than when everything went black. But generally the bike runs fine, and then when you go to crank it back up, it doesn't want to crank back up.
Yep. If you let it, like, I was watching it for when we came home one day, and I had turned the radio on auxiliary. So I figured if it's got the auxiliary mode, you should be able to listen to the music in that. And it definitely didn't start up after that.
Right.
And I was watching the bike, and I didn't keep the radio on but about 5 minutes, if that, because I thought about the battery situation. I said, well, let me turn it off. And then I promise you, within 5 minutes I turned it off, and when I got to watching that bike, it wouldn't start.
Right. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now, how many miles do you have on that 21 Honda Goldwing?
Right now, when we bought it in March, it had 2 miles on it. Right now, she's got 11,000.
11,000 miles on it. So the bike is still under warranty. 11,000 miles. You turn the bike off, go to crank it back up, and it may not start back up.
Right.
Now, what did they say when the screen went? You said the bike lost its power and went black, or just everything went black? The bike was still running and everything went black on the screen? He told me that if the battery was low or the battery had any kind of malfunction on it, that bike might do anything. It may, because the electrical may do anything on it, just because the battery was out of whack. That's what he told me. Right. You know, that's really weird. I don't know if this is an isolated case. I don't know if this is a problem with the new Goldwing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is a recall issue. I'm not even sure if Honda is aware of it, but it seems to me that other people are having the same issue with the bike, the battery starting. You know, you go to turn the bike off and you crank it back up and it don't want to start.
Yeah, well, my wife said that she had seen a couple of people on this, I forgot which group she on, some kind of Goldwing group, and it was a couple of people on there that said they had the same issue going on.
Yeah. If there's anybody watching this video and you've been having some issues with your new Honda Goldwing not wanting to start, as if the battery was having some problems, feel free to reach out to me. Put it down in the comment section below. My email address, you can reach me direct at chriscaliente@yahoo.com, CHRS Caliente @yahoo.com, and share your story with me, because we don't know if this is an isolated case or if this is just an ongoing issue with some of the new Goldwings, and Honda is not, they might be unaware or they may be aware. But it seems like this is not, you're not alone. I've even heard some people say that their GPS, goes haywire, I guess sometimes when they crank the bike up. So it just seems to me, it seems like this bike requires a lot of cranking amps when you go to start it. It seems like a power-hungry bike. Like I said, when it first happened to me, my initial thought was, charge the battery, try to find out if the battery is good or bad. I wasn't sure if the battery was good or bad. I didn't take it into the dealership because I didn't want to do a warranty issue just yet, because when you go to take your bike in to get it repaired, they want to tell you it's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks just to get your bike serviced.
Yeah.
So, so I didn't want to, try to do a warranty replacement yet, or have the bike checked under warranty. I said, well, let me just try to figure it out myself before I take it in to have it checked. And
well, one of the good things about it, the dealership that we got our bike from, I may tell them, hey man, we plan on riding this weekend. If I take it up there Tuesday, I may say, hey man, we plan on riding this weekend. He'll have the bike back ready for us by Friday, and every time he drops it off.
Okay.
It's just the fact that he can't figure out. He just can't figure out what's going on with it.
What's going on with it? I kind of have a joke off camera. I said, man, this bike seemed like it need a car battery to start it.
It may be.
You know,
It's got a car engine, don't it?
well, yeah, it pretty much does. And then this bike has a lot of electronics. I mean, everything is electronic about the bike. The key fob, everything is electronic about the bike, and it requires a lot of juice. And I'm wondering if the batteries that Honda are installing in these bikes, are they big enough? Do they have enough cranking amps? Or did Yuasa send out a bunch of batteries that maybe are not as good, or are the dealerships failing to charge the batteries properly, which I doubt it. But I'm wondering, is there a defect within the Yuasa battery that Honda may not be aware of? Or is it that this Goldwing requires more cranking amps than the battery that they are installing on these bikes?
Yeah, it could be because I'm telling you, man, it's kind of like I said, it's getting rough to find out that you can't, trust a bike like that. I mean, I have a Indian Roadmaster. It has the voltage on there and everything. I let my bike sit for two weeks at a time. I have two bikes, and I let them sit and alternate which one I'm riding. And I've never had no problem starting mine.
Right.
And, they may need the lady at the dealership said that she had. I think I said she said that they had to warranty a lot of those batteries. She said some kind of gel battery.
Yeah.
And she said she's having a lot of problems with them.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know why Honda won't take them out.
Yeah, they may even need to do a recall on these batteries. That's why I said I don't know if Honda is aware of the battery issues with this bike. Are the dealerships failing to fully charge the bikes before they send them out? Did Honda get a bad batch? Or maybe the bike requires more cranking amps than the battery actually is delivering. I don't know if it needs to have a bigger, not so much a bigger battery, but a battery with more cranking amps. I don't know if they even make one, but, at this point, it seems like this is really not an isolated case, because you, as well as others, have been running into, along with myself, ran into battery issues. Now, the dealership, when I posted that video, when I posted that video showing my battery issues, the dealership actually reached out to me, because I wasn't even planning on doing a warranty. Well, the dealership reached out to me and said, Chris, we're going to send you a battery. They watched the video. They saw that I had battery issues. So they reached out to me. They said, Chris, we're going to send you a battery. And they contacted me and asked me for my address, my shipping information. But here's the thing, big fella, they never sent the battery.
Wow.
Yeah, they never sent the battery, so I never did a follow-up. No, I take that back. I did one follow-up. And I sent word that I never got a battery. And to this day, I still haven't got a battery. Now, I wasn't going to do a warranty. I was just going to figure it out myself. But they saw the video. They just sold me the bike. They contacted me. They said, Chris, don't worry about it. We got a battery coming your way. We're going to ship you one out. And I never received it to this day. So I installed the voltage gauge on the bike, and I've been monitoring the battery myself. I'm trying to see if the battery is going to do it again. And like I said, it done it once before. And I actually had to use my little jump starter to boost the battery off. So if anybody's watching this video, make sure that you have a portable battery jump starter on your bike, because you never know. You never know. You can pick them up.
I sure bought one for us, man.
Yeah. Have you had to jump start the bike yet with a battery jump, or you just called for a regular?
Well, no, I actually called Honda and told them to come get it, and then I used my tenor to charge it in the garage. That's about it, though.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we haven't broke down on the road,
Right.
But ever since the problem existed, I've made sure that my little battery charger is charged up to the max,
Right.
And that way, if I need it, it's there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, big fella, if Honda was watching this video, is there anything you would like to say to them if they was watching this video, if they was listening to this conversation, is there anything you would like to maybe say to Honda if they were listening?
Yeah, one, I would say they need to put a voltage the voltage meter on there. And then number two, if you see that I'm coming in, someone is coming in and their bike is being broke down, 3 or 4 times with the same issue, just go ahead and change the battery off the jump.
Right.
Or try to check the company that you're using the battery, getting the battery from,
right,
and try to see if those batteries are any good or not.
Right. And I echo your sentiments exactly. I'm echoing your thoughts. I feel the same way. I've said, why did Honda not put a battery voltage gauge on this new Goldwing? I mean, you spent all of this money. These bikes are $30,000, $25,000 or more, depending on the model you bought. Why did they not put a battery voltage gauge on here? And prior to me posting that video, no one had talked about it. I hadn't heard anybody mention that the new Honda Goldwing did not have a battery voltage gauge. But when I ran into the problems that I had, I posted the video and I shedded light on that situation. Since then, a lot of people have been raising the question of the battery voltage gauge, and they're starting to install out-the-market voltage gauges on their Goldwing. So I just want to put,
maybe Honda should recognize you as well, because from what I'm seeing, you've given out more information in reference to the Hondas, the Goldwings, and people are buying Goldwings because of your vid. Maybe they need to sponsor you, and see if you can become an ambassador for them.
That would be great if they actually would do something like that, man. The question is, do Honda even know I exist?
I'm sure somebody knows, because I'm in Indiana and I've seen your flags riding around here in Indiana, Chicago. I was in what was that? I think I was in Alabama somewhere. Somebody had a flag on their bike that they wasn't from there. It was at an event I was at. So I'm sure somebody from Honda know who you are.
Yeah, they know who I am. They watching.
Yeah.
Honda, if you're watching this video, we need to address the issue of this battery with the new Goldwings, the voltage. I personally don't think like there's nothing wrong with the bike, but if there's not enough cranking amps for the battery that they're putting on here, that could be a problem. And apparently it's not an isolated case. It's been happening to other Goldwing riders. I may even bring in another caller that actually had the same problem, whose bike is in the shop as we speak because of their battery on their new Goldwing. So on my 2016, I actually ran that battery several years before it needed replacing. But on this new Goldwing, not sure if the battery has enough cranking amps or voltage, or if the Goldwing just requires more power than the battery can put out.
Yeah, it must be, because it's a great riding bike. I was going to get one myself and changed my mind because of that. I'm like, well, let me just get something else. But I'm not longer with my wife's bike ride,
Right. So you was thinking about getting which bike was that now?
The same one you have, but only I was going to get a 6-speed.
The 2016? Yeah.
No, I was going to get the 2021.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And, but I was going to get that, and I'm like, wait a minute, if she having these problems, what if I have to have the same problem? And because you're on the road a lot, you don't want to be, nervous about breaking down with something that simple,
Right, because you have what do you have, a Can-Am Spider?
I had a Can-Am Spider, yeah. I ain't never had to worry about that breaking down too much, and I traded in, because I put a lot of miles on that thing, and I traded in and got an Indian Roadmaster.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so you was going to get a second 21 Goldwing, and you decided to go with the Roadmaster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I went to get the Goldwing, the dealership was in California, in Vegas, and they was like, well, we can only give you $10,000 for your Spider, and I'm like, man, get out of here.
Yeah.
And I took it to the Indian dealership, and they gave me $13,000 for it. So
wow.
I went with the Indian. Yeah, I went with the Indian.
Wow. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm going to be leaving the phone line open if anybody want to share their story with me about their battery. If they've been having any issues with the bike starting, I'm trying to shed some light on this situation, trying to find out if this is an isolated case or if this is a problem that Honda may not even recognize that's going on. So if you've been having the same issues with your bike not starting or battery issues on your new Goldwing, be sure to contact me. My telephone number is 901-468-9032, or you can email me at chriscaliente@yahoo.com. Be sure to drop a comment down in the comment section below and let us know, the viewers, so we can shed some light on this situation. Let us know if you've been having some problems with your new Honda Goldwing failing to start. So I'm going to change out some batteries, and I'll be right back, and we'll pick back up the conversation about the battery issue with the new Goldwing.
Okay.